Hello, and welcome to Cry Havoc Wargaming, dedicated to bringing you the uncommon. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Ron, and today we're going to be doing a discussion of a new Kickstarter from Footsore. They're Welsh. So let's get started. A while back, I did an advertisement for a Kickstarter by Pulp Alley, and some of the comments I got suggested that I should discuss up-and-coming Kickstarters to give people a heads up. I'm not really in a great place to do that. I don't get any pre-notice of Kickstarters unusual to anybody else. I don't get any kind of advertising, either products or money, at least at present. But I do tend to get notices of Kickstarters that are being produced by companies that I have done business with before. But I am going to do this. I do always ask for suggestions, for ideas of what I should present here. So I'm going to try to do the best I can to try to talk about Kickstarters occasionally when I can before they come up. And so that's what I'm doing now. Just yesterday at the time of this filming, that would be earlier this week for when this will be published, Footsore has released its newest Kickstarter, which is called The Welsh. Footsore is an excellent company. They make a number of different figures for different periods and different locations in a way that I think is pretty interesting. The company operates both in the United States and in Britain, which helps relieve some of the shipping issues, or can with normal orders, between those two gaming centers. So this Welsh Kickstarter directly. This is a new Kickstarter. I'm going to show you some of the pictures here of some of the figures. As I said, I have not actually seen any of these figures in person, but I regularly do business with Footsore. I have a number of their very British Civil War figures. I have a number of their Dark Ages figures. Mostly there are 3 in line. I've involved myself with 2 Kickstarters now for Baron's War. I've done Kickstarters with them as well. And I have a number of their modern figures, including some vehicles. My Humvees are all by Footsore. Footsore is an excellent company. They do very good work. They're excellent sculpts. And the Welsh included in this particular Kickstarter are all sculpted by Paul Hicks. Paul Hicks is perhaps my favorite sculptor. He's certainly high on my list of favorite sculptors. He does excellent work, particularly for small level games like these Welsh are designed for. My Forager figures are all Brigade games, Paul Hicks castings, because there's all this individual character. They're great for games where you're playing with less figures, where you really want the individuals to have a lot of characters. And these Welsh look like they're right along with that. The other thing I think is really brilliant about this Welsh set is they've divided it into periods. So the first line, the first picture I'm going to show you here, these are the Dark Ages or early medieval, they're calling them Welsh. These would be perfect for a game like Saga, or they'd be perfect if you were using them for the Dark Ages variant of Lion Rampant. I think you could also very easily take these, add some wizards or creatures to them, and use them for fantasy armies, for the Age of Magic saga, or for Dragon Rampant, or for Erewhon, or Oathmark, or any of those other figure-agnostic fantasy games. Just by adding a few features, you could really make these go far into that period. The other line they're calling late medieval. I think I'd call them middle medieval, but that's their Baron's War age. And these figures are very, very nice as well. They'd be very useful for playing some of the wars that were happening on the borders between Wales and England. Absolutely gorgeous figures, a lot of character, very dynamic. Both of the lines are very dynamic. There's one javeliner for the Dark Age period that I really like, who's sort of leaping over a rock. Like most of the Footsore things, the javelinaires or spearmen are designed to use wire spears. They're not cast spears, and that's always a benefit. I don't know, I couldn't tell by looking at the figures. A lot of the Baron's War figures that are designed to use metal spears still need to be drilled out. That's a bit of work. It's not that hard, but it's something to keep in mind that you might have to do and to expect to do. I don't remember offhand what the price of the 2 units are, or what the closing date of the Kickstarter is. To that, in the lower third, there'll be a comment on the bottom of the screen here that will tell you what the basic amounts are for the Kickstarter, and maybe the name of the Kickstarter, definitely the ending date of the Kickstarter. I'll also, down in the description section, in my description for this video, I'll include a link to the actual Kickstarter. And I'm going to do my best to get this video up this Wednesday. Wednesday is my usual publishing date, and I'm going to try to get this one up as quick as I can so that it is of some use to you, so that if you are interested in looking at the Kickstarter and considering participating, that you have time at least to do that. Look for that all down below, either in the bottom third, like I said, for some of that information, and then the description for the rest of it. And of course, the link will take you to the page. Will give you all the information you need for participating in the Kickstarter if you see fit. So, looks very interesting, very nice figures. So I hope you'll take a look at the Kickstarter and give it some thought. If you have any comments to make about this video or your experiences with Footsore, or whether you might participate in the Kickstarter yourself, go ahead and put those in the comments down below. Also, if you have other ideas for content you'd like to see us discuss here on Cry Havoc Wargaming, we of course look for that in the comments below as well. If you've enjoyed this video and found it of any use, I hope you'll hit like. And if you'd like to continue to receive notifications for videos like this one to help you decide how to better spend your money and time in your tabletop wargaming hobby, then please hit subscribe and ring our notification bell. Until next time, cheers.